Hi, I'm Lizelle, the dog trainer, and in this short video we're going to talk about what you need to know about competing with your dog. Alright, now, please note, I'm not trying to be a cow here, but I'm only sharing this to motivate you and to share with you what really is possible. The standard of training that I've seen at some of the competitors at the higher levels is terrible. And so if they can get to the higher levels with that shocking training, you can get there with good training. Far easier. So that's why I've put together the competitive edge, because it's really a roadmap for me when I raise my puppies. Because I can't remember, when I got Raven, it had been so many, it had been, 2 years? 3 years, maybe even a bit more, since I'd last raised the puppy. So I really couldn't remember half the stuff I needed to do. So that sort of prompted me to start the competitive edge. Plus, so Raven and I haven't competed yet, and she's 2 now. And we've sort of dabbled in training, but I found that my skills were lacking quite a bit. So I've been doing some study and some training and some trialing and some figuring things out, because I wasn't happy with where I was at with Kaz and Delta. Even though when we got to the rings and stuff, we drew a crowd and we turned heads and everybody was like, wow, because we hardly ever compete. So the thing with me is I only compete at local trials. I don't really travel. I don't want to travel to trial. I can't be bothered with that. I only really want to compete locally and have fun with my dogs. That's my goal. And absolutely, that's absolutely what you should be able to achieve. So anyway, the other thing you need to pay attention to is it's a club trial, not the World Championships. So what if things go slightly wrong? It's not like you were just featured on national TV. In fact, unless your partner's videoing you run, nobody's ever going to see it again, so you're all good. So you don't have to worry about reliving. Well, you will relive it. But the other thing is, something that I've noted quite a bit, even though when I was competing, if I had a disaster run, it took me weeks before I was able to watch the video back, because I got people to video me, obviously. When I watched the video back, it was actually surprising how well we'd done. And it's really, the pressure of the ring and stuff can sometimes make it feel a lot worse than it is. So I highly encourage you to get your trials filmed, because it's hardly ever as bad as you think it is. So absolutely get your trials and competitions filmed, because you'll be surprised at how good it actually looks quite often. Now, the other thing is, keep in mind, obedience competitions is about you and your dog working towards a standard. It's not really anything other than that. So years ago, I was looking at doing a bit of a competition thing where we got everybody to do with training dogs to a standard. And somebody pointed out to me, that's what obedience competitions are for. Nadir, just train your dog for obedience competitions. And I was like, yeah. And now I'm like, every dog trainer, if they're not competing in obedience, what are they hiding? Everybody should be competing in obedience, especially if you're a dog trainer. But even if you want to train dogs for a living, or even if you want to do more with your dog, whatever, it doesn't matter. But training for obedience is training your dog to a standard. I mean, there's so many exercises that apply in real life situations. Let's say, for instance, when I was training the assistance dog team, tasking, retrieving items, all the foundations came from obedience. So teaching your dog to retrieve an item, teaching your dog to find an item with your scent on it and bring it back. That's all real life applications of obedience exercises. Teaching your dog to go out and stay on and down when you tell them to. That's an obedience exercise. So obedience is really teaching your dog skills that you can use in real life applications. So don't think of it as just boring healing and whatnot. I mean, if you can have your dog focused on you, heeling, looking up at you in a trial, there is no reason why you can't get them to heel looking up at you in a stressful situation where there's lots going on. Because that's what trials are for. They are testing your standards of where you are at training your dog. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So first things first, it's not that difficult to train. It's a club trial, so not the World Championships, so just have fun. And the other thing is, it's all about testing your skills and learning to work together with your dog so you and your dog can get on the same page. I mean, your dog doesn't speak English, so usually I say to people, if your dog's failing, it's not really your dog, it's you. So this is where you can improve your skills, because if you're taking on a dog that is low motivation or isn't really bred to be a good obedient dog, it's going to take extra skills on your part to get your dog to do the exercises. So just get out there and do it, because at the end of the day, you're going to be better off for it. You're going to have a happier, healthier relationship with your dog, and you and your dog are going to have so much more fun together. Anyway, that's me off my soapbox for today. And have fun. I'm Lizelle the Dog Trainer. I would really appreciate it if you give us a subscribe and some likes on this video, and share it with your friends too, because if you think your friends need to know, start competing, come on, get them to compete with you. There's nothing like having a group of you guys going to trials together and competing together and having fun together and cheering each other on. That's what it's all about. Screw the club and the club politics. You just work with your team. And that's why I've done the competitive edge. Because long time ago, I realized I don't want to deal with the club politics. So the competitive edge is our group of awesome people working together, cheering each other on, and working towards the same goal. Having fun with our dogs. Anyway, catch you later.